Oh, what is up, everyone? Good morning. Good morning. How are you guys doing today? Who's staying breaded? Who's unbreaded today? Hope you're doing all right. Hope you're having a good time out there wherever you are. Guys, Locals hates me today. I was trying to pop up in Locals to get the memes going. And for the last 5 minutes, it's been completely dead. So I do apologize for that, guys. I always try to start with the memes, and today it may not be happening because Locals is not there. Nobody sent me any on Twitter, so I'm pretty dry on Twitter. But good to see everybody here in the morning. Before the trials kick off, before everybody jumps on to one of the other dueling streams, a little bit of awkwardness because we've got Ricada, we've got Legal Bites. I think Emily D. Baker was streaming for a second. That is, of course, before she was law and cucked. We'll talk about that in a second, because it's important to call out the cucks wherever they are. But everybody, what's up in the chat? Let me just say what's up to everybody. All my favorite people in the chat. What's up, Andrew? What's up, Andrew Frank? What's up, Sherry? What's up, Chris? What's up, Crystal? Ben? D. What? Rachel? Joe? What's going on? Don't Danielle's up in the chat. Chris Rowland, Squishy Hunter. How's it going? Rest in Fitch Base. What's up? Yeah, guys. Ricada passes on a lot of bad habits. One of the things is staying up too late and sleeping in. That's one that always happens. But of course, here in Korea, it is 9:41 p.m. So today we're going to be covering two things. I'm going to try to keep it a little bit short because then everyone's going to run over and start watching the trial. We'll definitely close it in before the trial footage actually starts. But before that, I just want to do a recap of day one, my sort of initial quick thoughts on it, what I thought was important, what I thought was material, and some of the good information that got out there about the trial so far. And what's up, everybody in the chat? IFID already says, fantastic ho and where to sue them. The Crimes of Amber Heard starring Johnny Depositions and Jude Law. We're gonna talk a lot about Amber Heard tomorrow. So I have Drex on. He's coming on my tomorrow morning, your this evening. So Drex will be on. That'll be really fun because we're just gonna go in on Amber Heard. She's gonna get it like she's never gotten it before. Let's just put it that way. But it should be really good. I'm really excited to have him on the channel to just go in on this case specifically and how fucking nuts Amber Heard is. And we got some of that today. Now, we mentioned it on both of the streams that I was on. I mentioned it when I was on Ricada and when I was on Legal Bites. And by the way, guys, actually, let me take a little poll here. I want to see who was watching which stream in my channel, because I know who's out there in general, and I know that Nick's got more in general views. But I just want to see from my chat, you guys, because I really don't know. This is actually an interesting thing. So R's in the chat if you watched Ricada's, B in the chat if you watched Bites. I want to see how that split along the lines and just see where you are. I already said I'm going to be popping over in both streams. I'm not going to be playing particular favorites, but I just want to see where you guys were last night. Andy, what's up? Good to see you, brother. Thursday evening, Andy will be on with me. He's going to be on my channel with Eric Hunley. So that's Thursday evening. Andy will be on with Eric Hunley. That should be a really good time, getting the big Hun and Andy in finally. And of course, it'll be Andy, not Discount Andy. Oh, and good to see everybody else filing in the chat here. Okay, so the poll looks like a lot of R's, but some B's too. A lot of people like Helena seem like they're bouncing around. BBB's A, not a glowy R. Well, of course you're watching Nick if you're not a glowy. Watching multitasking on multiple devices. Okay, that's good. RB, so that's both. RB, so you're flipping around. RB, all right. Very good. A and B. Got it. Okay, so it seems like a little bit more Ricada, but there are people watching both. Cool. I'll pop into both. One thing I will say is if there's a lot of people on one stream, this is just in general. This is just a general rule. If there's like 8 people on a stream and one of them has 8 people and the other one has like 2, I'm more inclined to go to the one with less people because, well, it's nice to be able to get a word in edgewise. And when you've got 8 lawyers, everyone's trying to speak. So it's a little bit better to be on one where there's, I don't know, like an ability to talk. But that being said, I'll not pick any favorites. But yeah, guys, and one thing I will also point out too is Law and Cuck. Let's talk about Law and Cuck real quick because there were other people streaming. I think the channel was, remind me in the chat, you guys know better than I do. There was a geek channel, I think it was like Come Geek Some or something like that, or Come Geek On or whatever, that was also streaming it. And then there's Emily D. Baker. And halfway through, we see, Emily D. Baker's lighting up the group Twitter chat. We've got a LawTube group, DM group message going. She's lighting it up that she just got taken down by Law and Crime. Yes, Law and Crime. And of course I call them Law and Cuck because, well, they are cucks because not only do they protest about people simply using what is public footage, what is openly pooled footage, but in this case, they're not even in charge of the pool. It's Court TV, not them. It's public. You can go to the website and look it up. Oh, you guys got it. It's Come Geek Some. Okay, Come Geek Some. So Come Geek Some got taken down as well by Law and Cuck. So they're not just striking at Nick Rekieta. They're not just striking at Nick Rekieta. They're going for everybody else. Now, Bites was lucky. I don't know why Bites didn't. I mean, frankly, she was using Law and Crime. She should have known a little bit better. I was a little bit worried about her for doing that, but she smarted up and changed over. But they're going to come after everybody because they're petty and they're angry and they never want to see what happened during Rittenhouse happen again, i.e. anybody to get attention but them. And they never want to see anybody even use their little logo on the side. So there's many other outlets. You don't need to use, Law and Crime. So I think I would encourage everybody who is streaming it or wants to stream it to not use them, especially because if you get a strike, if you get an actual strike here, you could be out for 7 days. And even though you can appeal that and you can, fight back against it, it takes time. And as a smaller content creator, YouTube is not necessarily jumping on it in order to look at your claim. You might be out for a couple of days, which is a lot of time in a trial. And during that time, people are jumping over to where else? Law and Crime, other places to watch this. It's very mischievous. It's very mischievous. So Nick said there were 6 that got stricken. I'm not surprised. Let's see. So Nerdette's Newsstand. Okay. Wow. That's insane. I mean, it looks like they're just going to go all out. And once again, they have no case for multiple reasons. We've discussed this, but anytime you have something that's public, I mean, it should be actionable that they're trying to claim it as theirs. It's not. It frankly isn't. It's public footage. They just happen to be the vehicle that's streaming it. And where are they getting it from? They're getting it from the pool. And actually, you know what? I'll pull up the webpage for you guys because actually I got this the other day. But if you ever want to see anything related to this trial, anything at all, I'll show you guys. So you guys can find this. Oh, and by the way, 0 Hour, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Let me show you where you guys can find this information so that you guys can tune into and you guys can see what's going on. So this is fairfaxcounty.gov/circuit/high profile cases. This is where all the information is on. So here we go. The only high profile case right now in Fairfax County is Depp versus Heard, right? Look at this. It's all here. This is a public website on a government, a literal government website, public information. Now, right here, what does it say? Order, courtroom and media, right? And also media pool camera information, right? I don't think this one has anything to do with the media. Let's see. This is spectators, cell phones. This is just stuff that's, stuff that's regarding this. Here we go. So essentially, they're supposed to pool for cameras inside of the courtroom. So there can only be so many cameras. So they're supposed to, if they want to get the stuff, they can pool. Oh, and by the way, in the order about media, so this is about media right here, Fairfax County. You know what? I hope other people have seen this. I just fucking noticed this. Holy shit. I just noticed this reading it. So under media, look at this. Look at this right here. For the purposes of this order, media is defined as traditional print media, right? So traditional motion picture entities, next generation of digital, not associated with traditional print. any online entity, blah, 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 a news website. So a news website. And let's see. Oh, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Fan sites, weblogs, and vlogs on portable websites do not qualify as media. So you could say that this is a fan site, a weblog, or a blog. You could say that. You could definitely say that. Because it is relatively small. It's not an independent website. It's kind of like a fan site, a weblog, or a vlog, or a portable website. So, but regardless, I have to be coordinated through the pool. Okay, well, where's the pool? Who runs the pool? Video and audio. Court TV is the pool coordinator. Boom. Boom goes the dynamite. Also, you can access it through Live View. Look at that. They got the context right here. Nowhere in here is law and crime. Nowhere in here. And Court TV is supposed to provide B-roll. B-roll. So they got B-roll. So you can come over here and they got Vimeo. They've got all this B-roll. Guys, if you want B-roll, boom. It's right here. They got it. So you got this media B-roll. Look at Johnny right there. Look at all that. Amber looking like a dude. Good stuff. Good stuff. But nowhere in here does it say Lon Cuck is in charge of this. Nowhere does it say that. So, once again, they're trying to assert something that they don't even have the color. They can't even pretend they had control over this. It's kind of ridiculous. So I wish the best of luck to those that have to fight Lon Cuck on this. I really do, because hopefully they're able to prevail. Hopefully, one of those creators decides to say, you know what? Somebody like Emily D. Baker, for example. Emily D. Baker, I think she said she's going to fight back. I'm not going to put words in her mouth, but let's just take Emily D. Baker. Emily D. Baker makes a certain amount off her YouTube. If she's struck for a week, she should turn around and sue Law and Crime for knowingly filing a false copyright claim. I think she's got some damages. That's all I'm saying. A small person, a small channel won't have enough in terms of actual provable damages. But somebody like Emily Baker definitely could. So anyways, I hope that they're taken down, and I hope that somebody fights back against them. It's all fun and games when you're picking on a smaller creator. But that's one of the reasons why they probably aren't fucking with Nick, because they know, Nick, if you haven't looked, makes a pretty penny on these streams. Therefore, they would have some serious damages if they tried shit, which is why they're not fucking with Nick. One of the reasons, not the only one, but one of the reasons. Just know that. And it's kind of ridiculous that as you reach a more parity in power level, people stop fucking with you. But when you're small, they just sit there and quash you. That's the difference between corporatism and capitalism, right? We always talk about this. On this channel, I've talked about it a lot. Corporatism is allowing these large entities to squash small entities, to squash the free market, versus allowing people to do what the fuck they want and not have to deal with ridiculous regulations, rules, licenses, restrictions. Yes, of course it was the chat, Danielle. Of course it was the chat. Quick says, can you explain how this isn't grounds for unjust enrichment claim? Quick, are you talking about why Law and Crime can't claim that? So are you trying to say that Law and Crime might claim unjust enrichment? Well, against Law and Crime. Okay, against Law and Crime. All right, let me put it this way. So, yeah, obviously, there's two arguments against Law and Crime here. Defenses against Law and Crime's claim. Number one, it's public domain. And number two, it's fair use. So it meets both of those criteria, even if you assert it as unique. But unjust enrichment, and specifically, as it relates to Emily. Well, if you look at the actual underlying principles. Essentially, unjust enrichment is when one person, is enriched at the benefit of another. And in this case, you might look at law and crime and say, hey, law and crime, your people were diverted over from Emily D. Baker's. Therefore, there's going to be damages. I think he could prove that. And I think you can actually show that with some of the YouTube data. As when those streams go down, boom, law and crime profits. I can see that. I think it would be pretty easy to prove, actually. Not just taking from Emily, by the way, Quicks. I think it's taking from all of them. I think all of them should get together and sue law and crime. Now, I don't think they have enough for a class action. I don't think they can certify a class, but they can certainly all be joint plaintiffs in this one. I think that'd be fun. Oh, also, what's up, Rebirth? Good to see my brother here. Looks the same. Looks like a Korean Airlines airport plane bathroom. Hey, fuck you, Rebirth. But also, this is a bathroom that has a refrigerator, mind you, and soju in it. Look at that. I got that soju ready right there. Got that White Claw. It's good stuff. This is the bathroom that you all wish you wanted to be in. I will have to get something for the wall now that Clockson fell. I'm thinking of a giant map to put on the wall, but who knows? Who knows what we'll do with that? And also, speaking of Korean Airlines, I will be going to the U.S. multiple times in the next 2-3 months. So the first time I go, it's going to be, I have a lot of business to take care of. I have other stuff. It's going to be all like just straight to the point. The second time I go, which will be later in May, June, I will be doing like meetups with people. So that's when I'll be like trying to plan meetups. The first time going, it's just for a week at the end of April. I am going to be doing some collaborations with a couple folks, especially in Miami. They should be pretty fucking huge. We should see this channel get a couple bumps. But that being said, I'll be taking Korean Airlines. You know why? Because American Airlines and Delta, this is real quick. I need to rant on this because Rebirth reminded me of Korean Airlines right now. Fun fact, guys, if you guys have never flown an Asian airline, you cannot be old or ugly and work for an Asian airline. I'm just going to tell the facts here, guys. This is legal mindset. I don't bullshit you, right? So you can't be rude, old, or ugly and working for an Asian airline. No. It is hotties only at the Asian airlines. It's good stuff. It's really good stuff. And so I'm taking Korean Airlines, not Delta, not American, at least on 3 out of 4 of the segments. Now, one of them, I had some leftover frequent flyer miles, so I was forced to use an American airline. I'll suffer through it. But definitely, if you have the choice, do not fly American Airlines. Do not do it. Any other option? Singapore Airlines, Korean Airlines, Japan Airlines, All Nippon, any of them, much better. Asiana is one of the best. Asiana is hotties only. Yes, it's very true. Hotties only. And you can buy, and by the way, a ticket, you can get a ticket for relatively inexpensive. Like, for example, I bought a Korean Air ticket for like essentially the American equivalent of about $1,000. So not bad at all. All right. So I would say walk before taking American. Yes. All right, guys. So into what's going on with the trial. So hopefully you guys saw it. And you caught up on everything in terms of the trial. I'm not going to break it down in too much detail, but where I'm going to talk about some things. And you guys know that the tact I'm taking from this is not really about the legal outcome, because I think the legal outcome is irrelevant. That's my take on this, that the legal outcome is irrelevant. I'll say it even a third time. It's irrelevant who wins on this, because the important thing is that Amber Heard is being exposed for being a lying, manipulative bitch. That's the important thing. Here. And you're seeing these facts come out that are not favorable to her mostly false narrative. And what this is doing is it is going to put a severe hurt. It's going to be the juicy Smollett on the Me Too movement, even if it's even if eventually Johnny Depp does not prevail. Because look, there's a difference between prevailing on the law, prevailing and saying, hey, you have a claim to damages, versus saying, you were morally justified here. You were wronged, but not legally. There's different levels. Biden got into this the other day when he was talking about moral rights versus human rights. There was a tweet where Biden said, and shout out to Chris. Chris wanted me to cover this, so I'll mention it here. But Biden said, healthcare should be a right, not a privilege. Well, what he's misunderstanding is saying, okay, morally everyone should have healthcare. All right, that's a moral statement. Versus saying, legally, I am requiring everybody to have healthcare and making you pay for it. That's different. That's different. And when you're saying, hey, should it theoretically, everyone should have access to healthcare? Okay, you can make that moral argument. But legally to do that requires taking from other people. That requires saying, I'm going to subsidize you, Mr. Fat Person, and I'm going to overly tax the healthy to pay for the sick. That's what it is. That's what it is. It's a tax on the healthy people and a subsidy for the unhealthy folks. So Max says, I have the same radioactive bottle of soju in my fridge. It was a gift. I ain't drinking. Max, don't be so Japanese. Don't be so stigmatized against Korean stuff, okay? You got to come over here to Korea. Max, come over to Korea. We're going to have some soju and some barbecue. We're going to have a good time. Have a good time. I have come for your crystal cups. Good stuff. My crystal cups are in the side over there, but I'm going to break them out. I'll break them out when I jump on stream. When I jump on the streams to watch the actual footage. And what's up, Tom? Good to see you in the chat. Tom calling me out during the streams yesterday. But yeah, essentially, it is taking the work product of another burner email. That's a very good comment. All right. And I know, Rebirth, that we've been taking money and giving it from productive citizens and giving it to non-productive for 50 to 60 years. But guess what? We can stop sooner than later. And we don't need to give more money. We don't need to give them more things. They have enough shit. The welfare state is big enough. And granted, it's not like Finland big. It's not Northern Europe big. It's not France big. But we don't want it to get there. And also, think about all those countries. What don't they have? Massive militaries? That's right. Ding, ding, ding. There's a reason why Germany isn't able to defend itself against, realize, hey, we can't defend ourselves against Russia even if we wanted to. It's because they spend too much on social programs. The food alone is good, by the way. If you want to visit Korea, the food alone is worth it. The ladies make you stay. Now, openings. Okay, look. I know some people were simping for the attract for Camille Vasquez, and look, I'll put it to you. There were the two lawyers on Johnny's side. There was the guy who did a decent job. He did an all right job. Pretty standard. I wouldn't say, I would give it a 5 out of 10, 2.5 out of 5 stars. Solid down the middle average. And there was Camille Vasquez, the hottie, the female attorney. She did a good job in terms of being hot. But her reading, she was reading off notes and she was on the lav mic in the well. Didn't sound that great for us listening at home. And also she was looking too much at the paper. On Amber Heard's side, the guy did an average job. I give him a 2.5 too. Now the lady, Grandma Karen, who got up there. At first, she was actually doing well. She was presenting well. She was making eye contact. She wasn't reading. However, I lost count of time. I think it was like an hour later. I'm not even sure. I didn't go near that. I literally didn't even count at one point. I was so tuned out. But it was way too long. At that point, you've lost everybody and you're just lecturing. It's all merging together. The most important thing to me, this is my take on this. The most important thing we saw during the openings was the objections, frankly, to me. That was the most interesting thing. The most interesting thing to me was that the objections went in favor of Johnny Depp, both of them. So there's an objection during Johnny Depp's team's opening. It was overruled. They were allowed to continue. And not only did they continue, but they emphasized repeatedly the thing that they didn't want them to say. And then on during Amber Heard's opening, when they tried to bring up the Sun trial in Britain, a country without a constitution, a country with entirely different laws, a country with horrible standards for libel. So horrible that the judge for this case said they disagree with that decision, and they disagree with the thought in that decision. That was not smart. That was not smart for them to try to bring that up. And it was extraordinarily prejudicial. You cannot bring up a decision in a different country against a different party. By the way, it wasn't Amber Heard, it was the Sun that was being sued. So horrible. By the way, shout out to Jeff. I had to give a little pump to Jeff here. Jeff was nice enough Lawyer in Korea to have some drinks with me this last weekend. It was a fucking blast. I had a good time. So I'm going to shout out his thing. He says, hottie, but never read an opening. Yes, never read an opening. Always memorize it. And hers was short. Camille's was short. Miss Vasquez. It was only like 20 minutes. Bruh, I would memorize those all the time. I did mock trial and moot court. I love that shit. I eat that shit up. A 20-minute opening, 25-minute opening, that's nothing. Just bullet points. You got one sheet with bullet points. That's it. The rest you got memorized, or you're just going. You're just telling a story. Grump says, the opinions on your channel infuriate me, but I can't stop watching. Thanks for your points of view, Andrew. Yeah, no, Grump, hey, man, I appreciate it. You know, there's lots of people who get way too pissed at me. I remember jumping on one channel. I forget whether it was Bites or Ricada. I think it was Bites channel. I think there were some people there that were like, oh, get out of here, Andrew. It's ridiculous. You're, what is it? One of them said I was justifying domestic abuse because I said, oh, I came over there and I was calling Johnny Depp a beta. Well, they didn't get the context of it. Just because Johnny Depp may be a beta. And we're going to talk about that real quick. We're going to talk about some of the stuff that he did that was fucking dumb real quick. Just because he did some dumb shit doesn't mean that Amber Heard was justified. She's completely unjustified in, gaslighting him and beating up on him and everything else. But that doesn't make him a role model. That's all I was trying to say yesterday. But people get mad, oh, you're justifying domestic abuse. No, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. But haters going to hate, guys, and we're going to keep rolling. We're going to keep growing this channel. There's always people going to hate. But I do appreciate it. If you hate, you watch, you're respectful, stick around. No one's going to ban you. So let me get into one of the comments that I saw. And this is, just a little bit. This is a summary or a bit of a summary. But it's literally goes into one of the most problematic things I said. Now, I'm not going to play the video because that would take too long. But what I wanted to just show you guys real quick is a little bit of the, this is a summary a bit here from the testimony of Depp's sister. So this is a summary, which says, Depp's sister told the court, because this is like live, this was going out as it was live, that they were scared about the wedding. So Depp's sister said, she tried to convince her brother to wait before marrying Heard. Thank you. This is what I was saying before the trial started. Johnny didn't wait. This is a massive issue. So the sister said there had been discussions about a prenup agreement beforehand. Depp's side wanted a prenup. She told the court to make sure that his children were protected. Thank you. You have to be able to protect your children and the assets that would otherwise go to your children instead of this lying hoe that you're getting married to, this psychopath. However, Depp and Herb never signed a prenup. Why not? Because Amber didn't sign it. She didn't want to sign a post-nup either. Despite her misgivings, they attended the wedding in LA and the celebration in the Bahamas. At the ceremony, Depp's sister did not really have a chance to speak to her, but said she overheard the actress having a conversation about whether or not they should leak the details of the ceremony to the press. I think she was hoping the leak might suppress details of the Bahamas celebration. In the Bahamas, she was friendly. She tells the court she did not want to go, but she did it so she could take her father to the celebration. So right here, guys, this part, and I was like, man, prenup, you got to have prenup, guys. You got to have prenup. And they knew. The sisters knew. If you have a sister, yeah, and D-Watt, yes, basically his sister called him a cuck. Yes, that's essentially. If you have a sister and your sister who's got nothing but your best interest, right? Your sister's not spiteful. She's not crazy. She's not doing drugs. In fact, the sister was doing less drugs than Johnny. And we'll get into the drugs in 1 second because I want to bring that up for a second. Because we're real on this channel. Some other people bullshit, but we're the standard of reality over here on this channel. But if your sister, who's sane, tells you, yeah, I should get a prenup agreement, and you're like, nah, you need to trust that person. And if they also say, hey, I have misgivings about this girl, you should chill. You should probably listen to that. Girls tend to be pretty astute about other girls. And your sister has something. This is a thing about your sister. If you have a sister, if you're fortunate to have a sister, your sister is one of the few people that you can say, okay, she's not going to try to gold dig me because there's no sexual interest there. It's not like one girl salting another girl because she's salty because you ended up shipping with her, not with her. There's no misconnection. Your sister's like just looking out for the family, just looking out for the best interest. You should listen to your sister. So yeah, it is definitely something. But they did get a legal marriage. I know some of you were saying, oh, I don't think they were legally married. They were legally married. They were legally married in LA under California law. Just understand that, California law. Okay, so let's get into the next thing that I wanted to talk to, which is the drugs. And I'm just going to have this conversation with you guys because it's an important one to have. So you had the note. Let me see if I can find the clip of it here. Okay, here we go. So there are text messages between Depp and Mr. Bronski, which there's three texts. Stop drinking, stop coke, stop pills. By cocaine, she meant by coke, she meant cocaine and not the soft drink. Okay. I think a lot of people take this as like damning evidence. But let's be real. Everybody knows Johnny Depp does some drugs. Okay. No one was under the auspice that he wasn't doing drugs. Everybody knows this. And that's 99% of Hollywood. As a lawyer, I saw that shit in law school all the time. As a professional, you see it. The Wolf of Wall Street, guys. That shit's real. Just real. And growing up in Miami, I saw it all the time. So the coke, not surprising. Drinking, that's everybody too. Come on. We're going to get drunk on the stream. Now I'm going to pick the right witness to get drunk for. I'm not just going to get drunk for any witness, not just any old witness. And pills, well, ecstasy, MDMA, that's the flavor of the week. The flavor of the week. So I don't think this is as damning. I don't think the evidence of the drugs is as damning as I think Heard's team wants it to be. Colombian Breakfast. Yes, Johnny, Colombian Breakfast. I don't think it's as damning as she wants it to be. And it certainly, it doesn't change whether or not there was defamation. It doesn't make the statements less defamatory. Okay, Johnny Depp may have been doing cocaine, may have been doing drugs. That's not really the claim here. The claim is about the physical abuse and the sexual abuse. If Amber Heard made a statement, and the only statement she made was that Johnny Depp does cocaine, drinks, and does pills, would there have been a case here? No. In fact, the dude literally was Hunter S. Thompson's BFF. He calls Hunter S. Thompson his brother. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas is one of the ones that I just associate with Johnny Depp. Yes, you can't get the image of Jack Sparrow out of your head because it's been everywhere. It's been posted everywhere. So you can see him as Jack Sparrow, but I see him as Hunter S. Thompson, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. And yeah, we know the guy's done drugs. In fact, it's good for his image in a way. That's kind of his image as the guy who does drugs. That doesn't make him a bad person, and that doesn't make him violent. And yeah, you might even call it, NL said, method acting. Yeah, you might even call it method acting. So I don't think this is going to, I don't think that's going to change anything. And Amber's team trying to pick that up, I don't think it's a good tactic. I don't think it's a winning tactic to try to go there. John says, Doug Stanhope is also a good friend of Johnny's. I want to hear from him. He knows some crazy shit that happened. There you go. The list is huge. I haven't even looked at the entire witness list. I'm going to try to pull that up. But I haven't even looked at the entire witness list. I'm sure we're going to get a lot of fucking testimony in this if it's going for 6 weeks, which is insane, by the way. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot the movie Blow. That's a good one as well. The movie Blow. So that's that for that. I'm going to tune in today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to jump in at the beginning and at the end. So I'm going to come on at the beginning, at the end of the testimony of the witnesses. I'm just going to catch one probably late night and then one early morning. And I'm going to try to do it before the stream tomorrow. So I'll try to catch it on both ends, guys. I'm not going to be up every single night, all night on these. But if there's a good witness and it's really good, then I'll catch it. And obviously I'm watching it in the mornings when I wake up, Korea time, to make sure I'm catching all the most important moments. So the next thing I want to cover with you guys, which I thought is really, really important, and is the New York subway shooting. I wanted to catch that because I don't think everybody's caught up. We're all covering Amber Heard, right? We're all covering Johnny Depp. Everybody in LawTube is covering that. But real quick, I wanted to not let this pass by because this is something that they're going to try to use against us. And already we've seen them trying to do some woke shit with this. We've seen them trying to do some woke shit with the New York subway shooting. So what happened? Let's pull this up real quick so you guys see. So there was a shooting on the New York subway. There's a gunman pulled up in a van, rolled up in a U-Haul. This was rented by the guy. And they found it was connected to this shooting, and it gave them a hint to the person of interest. And of course, he's the guy who probably did this. He's the one they're looking for. And at this point, they got a suspect. And this suspect, oh yeah, sorry, here's the timeline. The timeline is 8:24 a.m. Gunman dons gas mask, throws smoke bomb like a ninja. He throws a smoke bomb, then opens fire and runs out. So he's dressed in a gray hoodie, green construction vest, and he flees as the train arrives at the 36th Street station. So it pulls up, the smoke's coming out, he flees, and the wounded passengers flood out. And there's blood everywhere. They're dropping down. Guys, some of this stuff I'm going to be talking about is a little graphic. Some of these pictures are a little graphic. So here's your content warning. If you're easily intimidated, blah, 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 you may see some stuff that's disturbing. Just understand that. So here's the crime scene. Let's see. I think this one up. Yeah, here you go. So they're censoring the blood, but this guy's shot. This guy's shot too. He's bleeding out of his leg there. These guys are all shot. There's some video, which you guys can see. Yeah, I'll play it right here. So you see the people are being carried off. They're leaving that one. So we got a suspect, guys. We got a suspect. The suspect, well, here we go. It's this dude. Let me scroll over here. Oh, that's actually a lot of stuff you posted. It is this dude right here. Right here. On YouTube, he shows up as Frank Whitaker, but his name is like Frank James. And now I'm not sure whether his Facebook's been taken down or not. These are all caps from his Facebook. So here he is. He's also known as on YouTube as, what is it? Prophet of Truth 88. I will show you his channel in a second. I'm not going to play any of his videos because I don't want to get too yeeted by YouTube, but I will just show you that he has a YouTube page. That's all I'm going to do. So here's the guy. Here's some of the stuff he's posted. So first of all, by the way, note that they didn't put out that their suspect, the race of the suspect. I'm just going to say this because I saw this with the Waukesha, parade incident, the parade massacre. the car attack in Waukesha during the Christmas parade. This is something we've seen where the newspapers and news outlets, even the police, they're not saying the race, right? And they're not giving any details about it. They're not giving the name. If it's somebody that they don't want the information to get out about, let's put it that way. And if it's a liberal jurisdiction, let's be very clear about this. Here you go. Get Black Power Fest. Black Lives Matter. Oh, this is on his Facebook page. BLA, Black Liberation Army. Messenger of Allah, Elijah Muhammad. Yep. Oh, Black Jesus, please kill all whiteys. These are his words, not mine. Take this from his Facebook. Capitalism is disgusting. It suggests war, hypocrisy, and competition. Fidel Castro. You can judge me, but it's not important. The history will justify me. Fidel Castro. Prophet of Doom 08. It's because I'm black, not how I act. This is George Floyd. Juneteenth, what does it mean? Juneteenth, if you knew what freedom was. I can't say that word, but you know what that is. Mulatto like mule. And we once were kings. You guys always love a we once were kings. So that's the guy. And I believe, I don't know if this is the actual right channel, though. It may be actually wrong. This may be the wrong channel. Because some of the videos, he's in some of these videos, but I'm not sure if somebody re-uploaded this or this is him himself. So this is the YouTube channel he's associated with. But Drew Hernandez clipped one of the interesting videos, which I'm going to play for you guys. See if you see the problems here with this.
Blacks and whites, so-called, should not even be in the same hemisphere. I would have to forfeit my life in order to respond to these bitches and to put them in their fucking proper place. If you want to put me in my place, you have a place too, bitch. And that's a white or black bitch. Shit talking bitch. You have a place too, motherfucker. And that's off this fucking planet. That's off this earth, whore. You are a crime against nature and life, motherfucker. There's no other way to talk about it. What do you contribute to life on this earth again? Say this for 50 million times. What do you contribute to life on this planet? Stinking white or black bitch. And the answer is nothing. But shit, piss, and pollution. That's your fucking contribution. And that's all you contribute to life here. It's shit, piss, and pollution. So why the fuck are you alive? You're a fucking parasite. You're a life-sucking parasite that contributes nothing here. What the fuck are you talking about? Prove what to you? Except that I can do something unfortunate that I don't want to do to you.
Excuse me?
And this is what bitches are begging for.
Okay, well, that was a strong one, guys. So, yeah, that's some shit right there. So, guys, anybody who says, by the way, I love people who, when I'll come on a channel and I'll say something like, I'll curse, like say the word like, oh shit. They'll be like, what's the profanity? Or like, oh my God, you're so vulgar. Or I'll say something like, for example, there's no justice for men in family courts. I'll say that. Like, there's no justice for men in in the domestic violence system, right? We'll say something like that. And people go, the misogyny, the testosterone. It's like, let me send you this video real quick. Let me send you this video, this is really vile behavior. That's what should be attacked. That's the real bad stuff. But yeah, he was definitely talking about doing some stuff. That's some incel level talk right there. And he does sound like he's reading the Unbreaded Manifesto. I'm not going to lie. But there is a fine line. There's a fine line. So he clearly crossed it. And now he's out there. He's the person of interest. So hopefully he is found. But can you see why they're hiding this information? Can you see why they're not putting it out there? Because it's not some guy, some, white guy who's conservative and mad about some, New York, jab mandates. If it was, his face would be out there, his name would be out there, everyone would know everything about him, his whole backstory. So, guys, I'm going to follow up with this one as we get more information on it. I just wanted to cover that one so that you guys see what's going on. And frankly, we see how information is held back from us. It's really interesting how quickly they can make assumptions when it fits the narrative. But when it doesn't fit the narrative, they refrain from releasing information until the last possible moment. There's this one clip I wanted to play for you guys, but I really thought about it. I really, really thought about it. And there's no way I could play it without getting my channel yeeted. And I am like 1 week from my strike, actually like 10 days. I got a strike for medical misinformation. You guys remember that? And it's about a certain topic. And if I get another strike within the period, I'm out for 2 weeks. It's got like 10 days left until this one wears off. So if I get one again, it'll only be a week. I'm willing to take that risk for a week sometimes. 2 weeks is a little too excessive. But let me just put it this way. There's a certain clip. If you've seen it, F's in the chat. But it's a clip from Australia about sportscasters who are talking about the incidences of heart issues and other medical issues regarding the jab, and how that is now well documented, and how now doctors, scientists, statisticians are noting, yeah, this is statistically significant. This is not an insignificant amount of people that are coming forward with issues after the jab. I'm seeing a lot of F's in the chat. Yes, the clip is on Twitter. It's on Twitter. And it's funny that Twitter will not censor it, but YouTube will. I guarantee you guys, if I played that clip for you guys, I would be struck for that. But I'm glad you guys have seen it. And like Neo Amish said right there, shout out to Neo Amish. They are saying the quiet part out loud now. They're saying what you previously couldn't say. They're having to say it out loud. Previously, if you said that, you get in big, big trouble. You'd be flamed. Now they're saying, okay, we can't suppress the data any longer. Too many places, too many countries other than the United States are coming out with this data. So we're not going to be able to suppress it forever. Therefore, we've got to head it off. It's really interesting. I need more than just F's at this point. Yeah. It's more like F, I hope you're pure blood, or at least keep as much out of it as possible. But that being said, guys, hashtag not medical advice, hashtag not financial advice. Okay, so here's my plan, guys. I am going to eat some food. I'm going to go get a beer or 3 or 4 or 5. And then I'm going to head over to whichever channel has the least people on in like 30 minutes. I'll probably take a little break. So probably like 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes. I'm going to head over there. But before you guys go, 677 of you, smash the like button. Smash the like button. So I'm not going to guarantee which channel I'm going to be on, whether it's Ricada or whether it's on Bytes. Whichever one has the least people right now, I will head on that one first. And then later on, I will hop on whichever other one is going and say hi. Johnny Depp could learn some manly behavior from. That's good. Thank you, Jeff. And guys, if you want to follow me, legalmindset.locals.com. I'm going to be covering a lot of this shit, a lot of this stuff. And by the way, did I miss a super? Let me make sure I didn't miss a super. Someone said I missed a super chat. So I'm going to check my super chats real quick before I boogie here. I'm definitely not trying to miss anybody. If somebody sent me something, I will catch you because Senpai always notices you. Always. Always. Let's see. Make sure I caught everybody here with the super chats. No, it says I've caught everybody. So I think I did catch everybody here. All right. Let me double check here. I think I caught everybody. Oh, here we go. Sorry, IFID, I got you. Rackets covered a video on POI's YouTube channel. He's another stable genius on the level of unbreaded profit. Perfectly sane guy. Yes, thank you. IFID. Appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that, brother. Yes, I will. I want to check that out. I'm gonna check that out. I'm gonna peruse the channel a little bit more. The reason I didn't want to click on the videos is I haven't like reviewed or looked at any of them yet. So I'll look more into them. If there's a really good, like super unbreaded video, we'll play it. We'll go live with it. We'll go live with it. I'll put it that way. And I will agree, John, Nick and Legal have very different chats. You know, my chat, it's pretty much unfiltered. You know, as long as you're not spamming or a sex bot, we're cool in my chat. That being said, guys, I love you all. Catch you later. And I will see you on one of the streams tonight. And I will see you with Drex tomorrow. Tune in for that. It's going to be unbreaded as fuck. Until then, guys.